Let me take you back to the summer of 2002. The schools are out and Mario is in. You come home and see this strange commercial on TV about cleaning an island. And you may think to yourself, but Mario's not a cleaner, he's a plumber. And you'd be right. But did you think that Mario is also a criminal?
Mamma mia!
And he has been sentenced by the court of Isle Delfino to hard labor for littering. But plot twist, it wasn't actually him, it was someone pretending to be him. Now instead of enjoying a relaxing vacation, he is to clean up the entire island. That's basically 90% of the story explained in 30 seconds. But Mario Sunshine is not great for its story. This game is great for its world building.
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
Unlike the older games that take place at vastly different locations like a deserted desert or a random iceberg in the middle of nowhere, Sunshine's locations all take place on one big island, a bit like Yoshi's Island but more in-depth. This island is called Isle Delfino, Delfino being Italian for dolphin because the island is in the shape of a dolphin. This game has some of the most creative level designs in the entire series. To name a couple of examples: a hillside resort next to a giant climbable windmill, a platforming paradise in the form of a shipyard with hanging construction bars. How about a perfect sunny beach with palm trees and a little hiking hill in the background, perfect for your relaxation. P.S. Stay away from the giant ducks at death. A theme park with all kinds of different attractions you can platform off. Coral reefs with bouncing ropes and maze-like opening walls. A luxury hotel with an indoor sauna, a cocktail bar and a basement casino, all resting below a beautiful sunset. Order tickets now, refunds not included. You can't help but fantasize like you're really in the locations you played through, and this makes it really easy to forget that you're actually playing a video game. Let's talk about the graphics for a moment. For a game that came out in 2002, the fact that it still looks great 22 years later with a basic resolution upscale is nothing short of spectacular. Most games of this era are well known for not aging well and needing a remaster only 10 years later, but Nintendo games from the 2000s still look great without needing a complete remake. The Wind Waker and Sunshine are the first two games that jump to my mind when I think of video games that looked ahead of their time. The cartoony art style certainly helps here, but the attention to detail is particularly admirable. These sunlight panels perfectly reflecting its surroundings. The water getting darker and darker the further away from the coast it gets. The heat waves in the background giving the illusion that it's hot outside. In a game from 2002. Just think about this. This game came out 2 years before GTA San Andreas came out. Look at the difference. I mean, what? How? What? Aside from the graphics and the setting, the music equally helps build the immersion. Every musical piece feels perfect. The upbeat flute and clarinet in the form of a whistle in Bianco Hills. The saxophone imitating the horns of ships passing by at Rico Harbor. The steel drums giving you the feeling of walking below the palm trees at Gelato Beach. The flute combined with the xylophone, perfect for exploring the cliffside at Noki Bay. And this is one of my favorites. The acoustic guitar combined with the piano make up for a nervous, off-putting atmosphere at Serena Beach. all the notes hit just right, and even the non-tropical sound pieces fit well into the context of their levels. Take the secret levels for example. These levels are in contrast to the tone of the rest of the game and feel more like a lucid dream than a luxurious summer vacation. Nothing here resembles any reality. So it is fitting then for the soundtrack to pull in the other direction and go full a cappella mode. Just someone humming the original soundtrack from 1985. Then there are the cutscenes. However, I do think that storytelling in a Mario game should be kept to a bare minimum. I do think the cutscenes make the game feel a bit more alive than just plain text scrolling by. It would not be a surprise if our main protagonist here started speaking. In Sunshine, however, he doesn't speak much, and the game keeps the cutscenes brief, short and sweet as it should be. And listen Nintendo, why is a real life resort in the form of Isle Delfino not a thing yet? You have a theme park, and even a museum now, but come on, this is a no-brainer. If this island was a real life vacation island, I guarantee you tickets will be sold out instantly. Make it happen. Back to Sunshine, I contribute this immersion not only to the music and graphics, there's a certain kind of realism in this game compared to the previous titles. Notice the absence of power-ups that is synonymous with the series. And yes, you are still an Italian plumber riding a dinosaur while puking on electricity turtles, but this is the only Mario game that seems somewhat plausible. Nowhere near realistic, but the interconnected level design combined with the tamer power-ups in the form of water jetpack add-ons lead to it all feeling somewhat down to earth. This video is not intended to be an in-depth review of Sunshine. There are plenty of videos that explain each level in detail. This video is made to give a general direction of what made it so unique and what people adore about it. There's a very dedicated group of fans that will tell you that this is the pinnacle of the Mario series. However, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would bring some aspects back for the future installments. The Galaxy games have the soundtrack, but lack the world building. 3D world. Mario Odyssey has some world building, but once again it's all scattered and disconnected from one another. This idea of constant location hopping has been done to death by now, and it's kind of expected from every new entry to have a desert, a snow, water, grass and sky themed level. It'd be interesting if another Mario game came out that would be staying in one place, but with variety. For a company that seems to want to move on from idea to idea, it is kinda weird to see them still use the same old team hopping formula over and over again. For example, take a boring location from real life, such as Paris. No offense. You could make a sewer level, a platforming level on the Eiffel Tower, a catacombs level even, I don't know, use your imagination. The possibilities are endless. Sunshine has a water level, but it's integrated into the core design of the overall aesthetic. This is what makes Mario Sunshine such a unique entry in the series. Universal theming is the key phrase I want to drive home here. It's so cool to see the areas you've been to, or are going to in the future, in the background. This is constantly pumping that immersion into your brain, and kinda making you forget that you're just playing a video game. It's actually believable, you feel like you are in a world, in a real world that could exist. And isn't that what video games are all about? To immerse you? It's no secret that this game was rushed, and it has some rough edges for a Nintendo game, which usually are very smooth running with very few glitches. But as I kept stressing throughout this video, Sunshine's brilliance lies in its level design and atmosphere. And your criticism of a game may vary from player to player, and everyone has their own personal experience with a game, but for me, it is definitely how a game makes me feel. Whether it makes you feel happy, sad, hyped, cozy, whatever emotion you can properly convey, this hugely plays into my final thoughts of a game. Sunshine may or may not be the best Mario game, but it sure is the most unique one, and that goes a long way in my eyes. And it is for this reason that it's also my favorite Mario game. I absolutely love this stuff.